The recently crowned King of the Amils, Keith Foskey, has been exercising some of his divine right of king prerogatives. And it's a little concerning to us here at Eschatology Matters. And yet we're going to try to foment some rebellion in the ranks by allowing a certain debate to take place. It seems that he has thrown down the gauntlet to one prince of the post mills, Doug Wilson. So as King of the Amils, Keith, what is it that you'd like to do in the ring with Pastor Doug Wilson?
Well, thank you, brother. I want to first say that I am here not only on behalf of myself, but on behalf of all of the Amils around the world. Thank you for crowning me your king. As the recently crowned king of the amillennialists, I've decided to issue a few decrees. My first decree: postmillennialism will now be referred to as fancy amillennialism.
So today I'm going to be responding to a debate challenge issued to me by Keith Foskey, the recently crowned king of the amillennialists. This shows how little I know. I didn't even know eschatological positions could have a monarchy, but there you go.
As the recently crowned king of the amillennialists, I've decided to issue a few decrees. My first decree: postmillennialism will now be referred to as fancy amillennialism. So from now on, if anyone uses the hashtag #thatpostmill, it must be changed to hashtag fancy amil. Because as we all know, postmillennialism is just amillennialism with extra steps. For my second decree: all historic premillennialists and dispensational premillennialists must choose a representative to joust on the bow of Ken Ham's ark every 7 years between now and the time that Jesus returns. Finally, I want to issue a challenge to debate to the prince of the postmillennialists, hashtag fancy amillennialists, Douglas Wilson, Earl of Moscow, ruler of fighters, laughers, and feasters. I challenge you to a formal yet hilarious debate.
As I did prepare for this debate a few minutes ago. I looked up amillennialism on Wikipedia, and I'm here to tell you that it says amillennialism is a chiligaristic eschatological position.
Chiligaristic.
And I'm sorry, I just couldn't be an adherent of a chiligaristic position. How would I defend that?
I want everybody to listen to me for a moment because I've got something to say. There's this funny man on the internet, and he does these little funny videos where he talks about funny stuff, but I'm going to tell you something right now. The funniest thing he's ever done was when he got on the internet and talked about eschatology with the pyromaniac. Yeah, I want to tell you that was the biggest joke that I've ever seen in my life.
All right, well, welcome to Eschatology Matters for our, I think, our first Theology Fight Night. We here at Eschatology Matters have hosted a few debates and a few dialogues, but this is one of our first of this type. So I'm going to let our two inaugural Theology Fight Nighters introduce themselves, starting with our returning champ, Keith Foskey. Keith, would you make introductions, sir?
Well, I only answer to King Keith at this point. You have to call me by my official title. I have I'm Keith Foskey. I'm the king of the amillennialists, and I'm here to drop a suplex on my now good friend, Mr. Spencer Smith, on the subject of the rapture. So Keith Foskey, pastor of Sovereign Grace Family Church, reigning king of the amillennials, and the most handsome man on this screen.
All right.
With that in mind, I would like you to respond to another quote that I have here, if that's okay, Dr. Flowers. So here's the quote.
Yeah, go
Are
ahead.
you ready? When the Gentiles heard this, they began rejoicing and glorifying the word of the Lord, and as many as were appointed to eternal life believed. What do you make?
I think that's a quote. I think that's a quote from James White's book. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's actually Acts 13:48. That's in the Bible.